On this episode of the Mighty Nein, our heroes find themselves deep within the mines on an expedition for this strange gentleman figure. They are trying to find a specific compass that may be legally distinct from the Pirates of the Caribbean, but our favourite friend Ford is hearing strange voices from his patron, a patron known as Ukatoa. All that and more on today's review of The Mighty Nein, Episode 6. What's happening, adventurers? Welcome back to another episode of the With Mates podcast, where we are talking about all things The Mighty Nein, the wonderful, wonderful Amazon Prime series from your friends who are nerdy-ass voice actors from the land of Critical Role. Now, as we all know, I'm a huge fan, and even though I really want to get started into talking about this episode, I do need to introduce my lovely players for this evening. We have the man, the myth, the strange fellow who sold his soul in a pact with an archfey in order to deal 1d10 of smack damage. It's Paulie Smack. Paul Sterrett, how you doing, my little warlock friend?
Yo, not bad, because I've just come across a mysterious chest. Can I roll to smack it?
You may roll to smack it, Paul. What did you roll?
Not a perfect 20 this time. I roll a 3.
A 3.
A gentleman's 3.
Paul rolls a gentleman's 3. You smack the chest, and it smacks you back. It's a mimic. It eats you. You are now dead. Roll a new character. And joining this new character in his new adventure is the man who rolls 3d10 radiant damage every round and makes shapeshifters turn back to their original forms. It's Craig Andrew Moonbeam. Thank you for joining us,
I love that intro. Although I'm not sure about having Paul in my party. I think you might be letting the side down a bit. I'm gonna maybe split off.
Yeah, we need to really figure out the party composition. If you guys would like any suggestions on what classes both Craig and Paul would be within Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, other editions are available. Please let us know in the comments down below. So, gentlemen, I realise that within our busy schedules, we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to skip the pleasantries, because pleasantries we shall have none of. I'm going to assume that you're both okay, and we're going to give our quick, non-spoiler thoughts on this episode. But before we do, has anyone got any fun news for us before we get into the spoilers?
I was on the news last night. I was on the news, guys. I did it. So I was on...
Yes. It's on the news. The local man steals many things.
Yes. I've now got an ankle tag.
Craig,
it's all good. I'll be as long as I stay within my radius, I'll be fine. I won't get sent to jail. It's okay. No, so I was
He's not allowed within 300 feet of a Clinton's cards.
He can still do the pod, which is fine.
That's the main thing.
Craig, why were you on the news, my friend?
I was on the news because I am part of the wonderful team behind the Scottish independent film Mortem, which is a zero-budget thriller, crime noir. It's fantastic. It's been made with the love and care of over 100 Scottish-based creatives. We are showcasing Scotland to the world, folks. And we had the cast and crew screening special event. Paul was there. It was great. Paul's also in the film. We were watching that film. It was great to have everyone there. We had a Q&A. We then had BBC Scotland Reporting Scotland come and interview us about the film and everything that we're looking forward to ahead, and the Scottish film industry as a whole. So yes, go and check out BBC Reporting Scotland from last night. That would be the time of recording, would be the 9th of December, or you can get it on my social media. I am posting it there, so at Craig Andrew Mooney. But yeah, fantastic day yesterday for myself and everyone involved.
Fantastic, wonderful thing, Craig. We'll also have links down below in the doobly-doo for if you can't be bothered going to Craig's social media, which is, as always, at Craig Andrew Mooney. Paul, do you have any news at all?
Just more Mortem-related news. I just thought I would share that within the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I do smack in the film, and I do get smacked in the film. I both giveth and receiveth the smack. So that's what you're in store for. You can rely on that.
You can rely on smack. No, you can't. No, you can't.
There
No,
you
can.
can.
No, moving swiftly on. We are here to talk about. We're here to talk about the Mighty Nein, the wonderful Amazon show from the minds at Critical Role. Gentlemen, give me your brief 30-second non-spoiler thoughts for this episode. Paul, please. What did you think of this episode? Beautifully entitled Many Gifts.
Vindicated. I feel vindicated.
Well, we will get into that.
Because my prediction, I believe, came true to a degree. So I feel somewhat vindicated.
Okay.
I things I said in the previous week almost sort of came true. Which is good enough for me. And
Paul's the sort of guy on a board game night to be like, I came second, so I pretty much won.
More or less, you know.
Also,
Lovely, Paul. We'll get into that.
He also made the whole 30 seconds about him and not about the episode, which I thought was great and classic Paul.
We are used to that on this podcast. Don't worry. But it's a man who won't make it about himself. Craig, tell me 30 seconds about this episode. What did you think? Non-spoiler thoughts.
Vindicated. I believe I got that completely right because I said that they wouldn't split up. I said they'd have their little disagreements and they'd eventually come together within the group and they'd be fine. But anyway, enough about that. I think it obviously will pale in comparison to last week's because I think we're going to struggle to ever beat that because that was fucking cinema. But what I would say is that I think it was a great kind of next episode. If you get me, it kind of set us back on the kind of adventure. It felt very D&D. It felt like you were kind of going on this little quest, to get the MacGuffin, to get the thing, So I really thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I've literally just watched it. I've just finished it, so I'm kind of still reeling from the whole thing. But I really enjoyed the direction that they went in with this episode and the fact that they are just, getting us back on that kind of questy type narrative that we kind of were used to from the first, couple of episodes. So yeah, big fan. I think they did well.
Fantastic. Lovely. Fantastic, Craig. I parrot those thoughts. I feel vindicated also. I don't know. I think it was a fantastic episode. It was hitting home on a few things that I remember and love from the live show, changing some things as well. And I'm also a little bit sad if it's where I think it is in the campaign, missing a certain character that I really enjoyed as a little guest star. However, we got a different guest star. I also must say thank you so much to everyone who has been watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing from the past couple of episodes. It's meant the world to us. We have finally broached the 100 subscribers, so that we're now going to be subjected to the whims of Paul Sterrett. And thank you to everyone who has been commenting and clarifying a bunch of stuff that I have forgotten about the campaign and filling in their own personal thoughts. So please, everyone, keep doing that. It's amazing to read the discourse, and I will try and respond to people. I will try. Can't promise anything. But that is your spoiler warning for this episode of The Mighty Nein. I implore you to go and watch this episode before you listen further, because after this point, there be spoilers ahead. Hold on. That's the door closed. Okay, they've gone. We can now speak spoilers. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our friends beyond the binary, let's talk about The Mighty Nein, Episode 6, Many Gifts. We have a roller coaster of an episode here. Not as roller coaster as, say, what we had previously. That one was probably, obviously, Smiler. And this one is the little caterpillar apple ride, Aberdeen Fun Beach, Cadonas.
Oh, I remember that ride. Oh, childhood. It's all coming back to me.
It's still there, Craig.
It's still there. Oh my God.
It's a load of shit, but it's still, yes,
wow.
It's still, it's being held together by the very paint that coats the metal. It's 90% rust at this point, but it's still fucking there. Anyone who wishes to go to Aberdeen, the city of granite in Scotland, my hometown, and go to Cadona's Aberdeen Fun Beach, please go. Send us some photos of you there enjoying those rides. And Cadona's, if you're listening, please sponsor us.
Sponsor the podcast. Why not?
We start this episode.
Never take Aberdeen for granted.
Oh, fuck.
No, Paul. So we start this episode off in a way that I didn't think it was. We see a longer look at a very anticipated character. A character known as the Orphan Maker. Boys, this hulking wall of a woman who we see cut down Empire men like it was nothing. What are our, we'll say, second impressions of this character, because we've seen a little glimpse of her before in a previous episode. This wonderful, wonderful character who will grow to know and love and slightly fear. What do we think of her so far?
She cuts through them pretty quick, don't she?
Oh yes.
Are in this world are human bodies held together with like putty or Play-Doh or something?
I see what you're meaning, Paul. This episode was very
I was going to
gory,
say,
wasn't it?
like, this was like an episode of Invincible. This was Invincible.
Very much so.
Like the level of gore, I would say. Yeah.
I wonder if they're taking some like inspiration from Invincible and just ramping up the gore and the puttyification of the grunts. Do you have a favorite death out of all of the expendable NPCs, Paul?
I mean, the one that sort of stood out that made you go, oh, was when she mountained that lady.
Yeah.
She mountained her.
She didn't mount her. She mountained her for our listeners. She crushes her head
too, but yeah,
she crushes her head.
Yes, she did.
Like it was a watermelon. Very visceral. A very, very good reintroduction to this character. This very barbaric fighting woman with a huge sword and a slight softer side where we see her daydream about this woman in a flower field. And this
very gladiator.
Very gladiator. Russell Crowe somewhere is shaking his fist. Is there anything we're kind of gleaning from this character yet? What are we piecing together from what we're seeing?
One thing I want to ask, is this a level 1 character? Because she doesn't seem like a level 1 character or a level 2 character. She seems a little bit more powerful than that, Joseph.
So I believe, to pull back the veil a moment, I believe at this point in the campaign they were level 5.
Okay.
Which is like, you know, like heroes of a town or a city. This is where everyone finally has hit their stride as adventurers as level 5. You've got everything that makes your character do the thing it does. But at this point in the campaign, Yasha, the barbarian, played by Ashley Johnson of Last of Us fame, she was with the party. This is a storyline that's completely divergent from the campaign.
Okay.
Because, as I said previously, Ashley had to go back and forth from filming Critical Role to filming Blind Spot, the TV show she was in. So there was a few times where Yasha just wasn't in. They'd forget she was there. It happens when people dip in and out of campaigns. I've experienced it so many times where it's like, oh, fuck, what's happening with the cleric? Oh, she's just there. Wait, let's get her to heal. It's very much like Schrodinger's character. She can be there, she can't be there. But they can't do that for an animated show, so they've got to give her a reason why she is not with the party. I know what that reason is. What do you guys think her plot is right now?
Very good question.
What is the reason that she's not with the party?
Schrodinger's mage. Schrodinger's mage. I don't know why
Sean
I can't
Connery's
say
in
those
the
two
chat.
words together.
Hi, Sean.
Schrodinger's mage.
Schrodinger's mage.
Schrodinger's mage.
Schrodinger's mage.
Goddamn mage here, boy.
Okay,
Yes.
everyone put their teeth back in. So, Craig, have you got any theories as to why Yasha is doing what she's doing as the orphan?
Yeah, there's obviously like there's something else a bit similar to obviously oh goodness me, my brain is not working. Jeez. Who's the other one? Who's it? Jester. Thank you, Jester. So,
Jester.
yes. So, similar to Jester, she has this kind of like angel or devil on the shoulder, kind of. If the traveler is real, of course. I'm still skeptical, but like there's this thing, there's this being that's kind of guiding Yasha in a way, or is there with her. Is some things going on, and obviously she seemed to, when she had her little moment in the field and stuff, when she was having her little gladiator moment, it was like it was the real her for a second, and then whatever's going on is like it's almost possessing her and making her kind of do what she did and kill all those people. So I'm kind of interested to see where that's kind of going, and why is she being possessed, how is she being possessed, what's the point of this character. In my opinion, as things stand, I think it's going to be very similar to a situation where maybe someone has come to her people, her village, has massacred some, like her village, her people, etc., and she has taken a deal with a devil demon type figure to get revenge, and it's a classic revenge story. Who she's getting revenge upon, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing it might be the king at this point.
Ooh.
But again, everyone's going to be going, oh no, he's wrong again. We'll see.
No, it's the wonderful thing is, like, we the people who are fans like me, and the wonderful people who have been commenting as well, we are cursed with the knowledge of what has been before. You are coming to this with completely fresh eyes, kind of like Paul's experience with The Last of Us. But how do I dance around this? I'll just go a little bit column A, a little bit column B, Craig, with some of that.
Okay.
But would you agree that her anger is beautiful to uphold?
Oh, it was great.
Sorry, not hold, behold. I got the quote wrong.
Yeah, no. What an opening, though. What an opening to an episode. I thought, and to a character as well.
An opening,
like,
indeed.
Yeah. So yeah.
Paul, any theories?
I reckon, because she's after this lot after the whole bomb thing happened. So I reckon somebody's I think she's linked to the orb of many spirits and the orb of many things.
Not to be confused with the deck of many things, but the orb of many things.
The deck of yes, the orb of many things. I think she is being controlled by somebody that wants that.
Yes.
And maybe not for the purposes that we're thinking, like, because maybe it's someone else who wants to control it. No, I think this guy is actually trying to do it for the right reasons, but he's willing to possess a perfectly nice barbarian woman and send her on a rampage to do it.
Very, very interesting. I like those
because he doesn't want to get his hands dirty himself, so his best way is to just send her to do it. Like what Gandalf should have done.
Yes.
He should have possessed Frodo to walk to Mordor.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I love both of those theories. They're fantastic. I will say, Yasha's storyline is one of my favorites in Campaign 2. But completely unrelated to this.
I saw that.
Viewers,
I saw that wink.
Just unrelated, boys. Have either of you got a favorite sort of like port town in Scotland, like a West Coast port town? Anyone got a favorite one?
I was going to say Dunoon. I was going to say Dunoon as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wondering. For those of you who do know,
what is his game, Paul?
Just
What's
yeah.
his game?
Let me know if you know in the comments below.
Just
It's went over
reading
my
just
head,
comments
whatever
Danoon
this is.
if you know what Joseph means.
So we get the wonderful reintroduction to Yasha, the orphan maker. Vultures precede her, and we finally see our party arrive in the town of Zadash. Zadash, one of the famed locations from the early part of Campaign 2 of Critical Role. We are seeing lovely seeds of distrust being sown between Caleb, the dirty wizard, who is famed murderer and parent roaster, Caleb Widowgast, formerly formerly Bran Ermintrout? Was that? I can't remember. Beauregard is very suspicious of him and proceeds to duck away, meet her handler, and we hear about this plot to overthrow Trent Ickathon's seat of power within the Council of Wildmount, within the King's Court. Craig, was this why you felt vindicated? Is the whole Trent plot in this episode your source of vindication?
It was partly that, but also partly the fact that they didn't split up and that they had their bickering but stayed together ultimately for then carried on the quest and stuff. But yes, this is where I'm kind of like, I feel like he's not the end game still. But I feel like he is like that stepping stone villain that kind of gets them there. But I know that some people will be shouting at me and in secret in the comments and stuff. And please keep it spoiler free. But like, I just still have that feeling.
Spoiler free comments, please.
I just still have that feeling in my gut where it's just like, no, this is more a personal villain that needs to be taken care of. He's not like a world ending type villain. But again, I can see it going that way as well, because he is very power hungry and he is obviously now starting to use this, and you can see his Game of Thrones type tactics of like, it's obvious he wants to be in charge, I think, but not in like a I don't think he wants to be in charge. It's quite an interesting character. He doesn't seem like he wants to be in charge for like a king, lead the people kind of reason, or for power in that way. It's more he's just he's a power mad, but in a different way. Like, he wants to understand how everything works and like just consume all the knowledge and all the power, and it's all for him. And he'll burn the world to get it. Yeah. That's the kind of vibe he's got. So that could make him the big bad, but I still feel like I still don't think it is him. But we'll see.
You could say he has the power of the sun in the palms of his hands.
Lovely. You know what? He kind of does, in a way, because we saw him operating this beacon twice throughout the episode. The first when himself and famed drow hot boy Essek Thalis is teaching him how to wield dunamancy, the school, the ninth school of magic that proceeds over time and space, and very, very Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. We see like the flesh being stripped from his hands and all that, but we see him later on dealing with the Kryn dynasty of that. Yes, Paul, go on.
I was like, I mean, I know it wasn't like an official thing, but I felt like he kind of got kicked out of the room last time. Like, it almost felt like a dismissal, like, don't come back here. But he still needs, I guess the scene did provide some context. He still needs, Big Ick still needs Essek. Old Blue Sick. Yeah. For learning how to use the orb of many things.
I just felt like a ripple through the D&D like space-time continuum, you saying the orb of many things. Taking that out of context, you would make a lot of people angry with that. I'm all for it.
It's as if I heard millions of people cry out at once, all screaming at Paul the name of the orb of many things.
It's the deck of many things. Anyway, I love it. Yes, so he clearly still needs him in a way. And I am enamored by these scenes between Trent and Essex, because this, as I said previously, these are things we were never privy to in the campaign, and we are seeing all the reasons for Essex doing what he's doing, all the ways that Trent is manipulative, and it's just building on those characters so perfectly, that you're sitting there going, I hate what Trent is doing, but I know he's going to get away with this in some shape or form. You're saddened that Essex is thinking this is the route he has to go down to save his mother. But it's like, when all your problems look like nails, surely the only tool you must use is a hammer. That's kind of like the corner he's backed into. But it's so wonderful watching this with the hindsight of the campaign, because it explains so much for me in terms of like reasoning and stuff. And the thing that is still amazing me is I still can't hear Mark Strong. In that,
where the fuck is Mark Strong? He's gone.
Where the fuck
There's
is
only
Mark?
Trent.
Hi guys, if you've seen Mark Strong,
There's
please let us
only
know.
Trent.
Have you seen
Please
Mark
call
Strong?
this number.
He's doing fantastic, and then you had the wonderful scene between him and I keep wanting to say Richard Armitage. It's not Richard Armitage. The guy that's playing
Graham McTavish?
King Gwendol. Graham McTavish, yes, performed wonderfully in The Witcher as well. If you've not seen him, in The Witcher, he's
Outlander,
fantastic
also
in it.
Preacher. Did anyone see Preacher?
Outlander.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
good in Preacher.
Fucking brilliant. Another fantastic Scottish actor. What are we thinking of the relationship between Trent and King Gwendol? How are we seeing that? Are we enjoying the political aspect of this?
I'm now starting to wonder, just because I can see the seeds of doubt with Craig, so I'm starting to wonder, is actually the king that's our big bad? Is it Big Bad McTavish? That's the villain. I mean, I know he's not, but just the end of this episode got me thinking he's gonna have some kind of kingly power to go. Like where Tarkin, like where Krennic did all the work on the Death Star, and then Tarkin came and said, "Oh, that's nice. Yes, I'll take that for myself." I think we might get that with the king.
Okay. Whereas, like Craig, you were kind of going, he's a bit of like a puppet king, and like, Trent's going to do everything from the shadows.
I think eventually he will probably try and overthrow him, but again, not for the reasons of just being king, as I said. But I think, or be, it's an interesting one. I think it was very much a case of me. Obviously, last week's episode cemented it a little bit as well, but it was very much a case this week of, are we the bad guys? Is the dark elves because obviously I said obviously that I thought it was going to be like the dark elf side that was going to possibly provide us with our big bad, but now I'm not as sure, and maybe it's going to be kind of more morally grey on both sides. And I think it is going to be very much a case of, I think that probably is very in keeping with the show itself, because everyone in the show is obviously quite morally grey already. So whether both sides of this war that's coming, whether a big bad will arise out of that. However, and I'm going to say it again, my money's still on Hot Boy Essex. Essex? Hot Boy Essex. The only way is Essex. The only way is Essex. So
funnily enough, a lot of the fan base would parrot that sentiment, Craig. A lot of the fan base would go fucking mental for that.
I've got you, boo.
He's like the man is a war criminal, but oh no, I just knocked my.
He loves his mum.
The man is a war criminal, but
But he does it in style.
He does it in style. Yeah, that's fine. But someone else who has style, and I really want to. I just want to talk about this so much. Someone else who has style is our favorite carnival worker.
Oh yeah,
that
whole subplot. Oh yeah.
Yes, that whole subplot. We could do an entire episode of this podcast on Molly Mock Tea Leaf. Lucian, Nonagon. Those were words thrown around. Titles, names, potentially. We met a tabaxi known as Cree, voiced wonderfully by Cree Summers, or Cree Summer, I believe her name is. Of how I know her is through, I think it's codename Kids Next Door. I think she's in that.
I recognise her name, actually.
And Atlantis, I think she's in
What number?
I can't remember.
What number?
I cannot remember. It's been so long since I've seen it, but she's definitely in Atlantis, the wonderful animated film.
Yeah.
She voices Cree.
Oh, she'll be number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5, I bet.
We meet someone from Molly Mock's past. This tabaxi called Cree, who appears to have a little bit of blood magic of her own.
Yes.
From this group known as the Tomb Takers. When this happened in the campaign, Taliesin was taken off guard.
Oh,
he was like, whoa,
that's
okay.
interesting.
He essentially handed So Taliesin made Molly Mock essentially as he is doing this. All I have is from 2 years ago. Everything beyond that, he's amnesiac. He has no idea what's happened before. And Matt Mercer went, okay, bet. And then just threw this at him. Paul, who is Cree? Who are the Tomb Takers? Who is Lucian? Tell me.
Cree is, I'm assuming when it comes to Molly Mock, some kind of lover.
Okay.
Who could blame him with that soft panthery fur? Such a fine coat. Anyway, go see Zootopia, folks. Zootopia 2. Zootropolis 2. Anyway, with that said, the definitely felt like you've been here before, Molly Mock. You don't really remember, but you do remember some stuff. I have no clue. I'm kind of stumped on what Lucian is.
Good.
And was, but I'm kind of stumped there. I'm guessing he wasn't always a tippling.
A tippling.
A
tippling.
I'm
Tiefling.
a tippling, yeah.
A brand of tea.
That's what I said.
Tipplings.
Yeah. Mr. Tippling, yes.
No, you're fusing Twinings and Kipling together. Stop it! I will have order. So you think Molly Mock was reincarnated from something else into being a tiefling?
Yes, that's my thought, because the Tomb Takers, other than being an egregious play on Tomb Raiders, implies to me they've maybe taken a corpse, and done some kind of bargain. Maybe it was dead. Maybe Molly Mock was dead. Because they met in the world of the many things.
All right. Okay.
They met. He somehow reached out beyond the grave. The Tomb Takers took him, and then he was delivered unto Panther, and a bargain was struck, and behold, his memory was wiped because he doesn't have memories.
Okay.
He's only 2 years old because he was dead before that.
Okay.
That's why he doesn't have memories, and now he's a Mr. Tippling.
Okay. Craig, who is Cree to Molly Mock? Who is she? Where did they find her?
Says Judy Hopps to his Nick, the Fox Wild.
I'm not going to see that film with you, Paul.
No.
He'll be sitting at the back of the cinema. So again, like Paul, I'm a little bit stumped, and I'm loving how this show is slowly turning into the what do Craig and Paul think's going to happen, and look how wrong they are show. But it's interesting. I'm actually surprised, and I don't know whether we knew this information, and maybe I just didn't pay attention or forgot. I didn't realize it had been 2 years that he'd been Like it had just been 2 years, and that's how long he'd lived as Molly Mock. That's interesting to me because I thought he seemed a lot more kind of like ingrained in that world of being a carny and stuff, which I thought was quite interesting. I'm not sure who Kree is. I think Paul's right. Possibly like a kind of could also be not. If you go flip side, it could be like a family member. Could be a family sister, maybe. Mother, maybe. Something. I don't know. Probably not a mother. Maybe sister. I think Lucian himself. I think Molly Mock himself. I think there is something there in terms of he must have lost his memory for a reason. And I also took note of when the person said, "Is this your new gang?" So I'm thinking that he was like some kind of like criminal leader of some kind of gang, and something went wrong on a expedition or a robbery or something, and he has then been taken over, possessed, wiped clean by something, and now he has those powers. And that's my kind of working theory. It's not quite there yet, but it's what I've got so far, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Very, very interesting as a theory. But, as Matt Pat says, it's just a theory. Subtle reference to Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Go see it. Craig's so excited for it. He says it's fantastic. Moving on to something that isn't as frightful and actually something that's very, very close and endearing. The after meeting Kree heading down into the evening nip, we meet a wonderful character known simply as the Gentleman. Now, tell me, who voices this wonderful, wonderful figure?
Nathan Fillion.
Correct, Paul. It is Nathan Fillion. I melted hearing this voice, and honestly, Nathan Fillion is the perfect person to voice the suave, smooth, charismatic, but a little bit clumsy a little bit endearingly clumsy gentleman. He was constantly a little bit moist, a little bit damp. I won't make you guess because the Gentleman is what is known as a Genasi or a Ganassi, depending on how you pronounce it. Essentially, they are people.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. They are people who are like descended from or have like jinn blood in them, so like genies. There are 4 types within the D&D realms. There's Ifriti, which are like fire genie. There is Dao or Deo, I don't know how you pronounce it. They're the earth ones. There are Marids, which are the water ones, and then there are genies, which are the air sort of ones. So like there's like 4 elemental planes, very Avatar: The Last Airbender. And the Gentleman is that Marid? Yeah, anyway, the Gentleman is like one of these Ganassi who are aquatic in lineage.
So he grants wishes.
In a manner of speaking, Paul, he does grant wishes because the party wish to get an amulet of non-detection from him. And in doing so, parlaying with Nathan Fillion, they go on a heist.
Yes.
A wonderful heist into what was once, in the campaign, a temple of one of the betrayer gods, Tiamat, which has now been transposed for the Mighty Nein series to be a vault of one of the members of the Golden Scythe, a legendary figure called Nidus. Now,
he's got the Nidus touch.
He does have the Nidus touch.
Mm-hmm.
Craig,
yeah,
tell me, who voices Nidus?
Baby and animated Seacaster, Lou Wilson.
It is Fabian Aramea Seacaster, Lou Wilson. The Dimension 20 crossover has happened now. It is the wonderful, wonderful so Lou Wilson, a fantastic improviser, an amazing D&D player. He's just endless amounts of fun to watch. He voices Nidus Kama, I think his name is. Can't remember his last name. And this is the point where I ask you, Craig, have you watched Critical Role Calamity?
Oh, which one have I watched? I've watched the one that was like right at the Exandria one, right at the start. Was it which one? Which one's which?
Exandria
Yeah,
Unlimited.
which one's like the one where everything? I don't want to spoil it, but where everything.
goes
Yeah,
goes
is
tits
that
up.
one?
Yes. So Lou Wilson is part of. Is it?
Yeah, he was
I'm
in
going
that
to quickly
one.
check because
Yes, he was
I
in
don't
that
want to
one.
get it
Yes,
wrong.
yes.
Yes. So
Yeah.
his character Nidus
Yes.
is from that. It's the same character. We have also seen a previous character from this small series in the
Yes.
Legends of Vox Machina.
Yes.
Xerxes, who's down in the hells. I am loving how they are bringing these characters into this series. It's so much fun.
The Persian king, right?
Yes,
right,
the Persian king from Prince of Persia. I don't know what you're referencing, Paul.
No, 300. 300.
Oh, Xerxes. Yes. No. Wrong.
Also,
Two different
No,
characters.
sorry, from 300. No, from fucking history. Let's get it right. One of the most famous for the most famous kings to ever have lived. Like Jesus Christ, from 300.
No,
fucking Gerard.
no,
some
it's
Gerard
from
Butler fucking
300.
nonsense. He was like one of the biggest kings to ever have walked the earth. Only defeated no, I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm gonna stop.
Paul's like, oh yeah, Winston. Paul's like Winston Churchill, yeah, from Darkest Hour.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, that's from Darkest Hour.
Oh yeah. Oh, Adolf Hitler from Inglourious Basterds. Yeah, I remember. Fuck's sake, Paul.
Died in a theatre.
He died in a theater. So we see Nidus. We see his vault of gold and wonder. This magical compass that he houses there in his skyship. The party descend into this dungeon to reclaim it as part of this quest. And this is where I was very, very hopeful that we would get a guest star in this. Because what they've kind of done is they've melded a lot of plots and storylines together to obviously make this a smaller series. They would have a lot of guest stars on the campaign from people like, I don't know, that little known actor Joe Magnelio. He was on it in the first campaign. You've had people like that side character in Daredevil, Karen Page, Deborah Ann Wall, she's in it. And this is where another wonderfully talented DM from our neck of the woods, down from the UK, a guy called Mark Humes. A person called Mark Humes. Sorry. They guest starred, and they were a character called I think it was Kaliana, who was like a half dragon sort of sorceress, and this whole temple was like dedicated to like a dragon god, an evil dragon god, and there's like this artifact she had to find. And I was really hoping we would see this character because she's really endearing. And I think as like an early guest star in a campaign, she was really, really lovely to see. And I'm sad that we didn't get to see it, but I understand why. Let me know down in the comments below if you were sad that we didn't get to see Kaliana in this. But what I would like to know from you guys, my two lovely players on the podcast, what's the deal with Fjord? What's happening there with Fjord? With Ford? What's
going on?
He's feeling the pull. Old Ichabod is pulling at his sword there.
Old Ichabod Crane is pulling at Ford's sword.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah. This entity that he's forged some deal or contract with is getting him to find this orb in this treasure hoard from Nidus. That looks
no. The thing in the Ford's getting is not an orb. It's more like a pearl. The thing. The orb is the thing of many things.
The orb is the orb of many things. The pearl that he's finding.
Yeah.
The ball.
Yeah. It's more of a pearl. The ball. It's more of a ball.
It is more of a ball. And listeners, you know why it's a ball. why what is the goal here? Why is Ford getting this for this patron who in the subtitles we reveal its name if you were watching with subtitles.
So clearly Ichabod Ugabagan is wanting some it's a fish, right? It might be a god, but it's also a fish.
Yeah.
And it can't walk on land. So it's using good old Fjord to go and get said pearl or ball of water. Yeah. The ball of water.
Yeah.
And he's going to get that because it's some kind of boon.
Like me.
A Joseph boon. Yes. For the god. And he's going to bring it back to him, and then he's going to make him captain of the Black Pearl. Oh no! Sorry. The Flying Dutchman.
The Flying Dutchman. Okay. I mean, similar sort of thoughts, Craig. Like, is that aligning with your theories?
I think
Ford?
that much like what Paul's saying in his own way. I think that he is being asked to bring. I think he's being coerced by this god. I think there's been like a theme now going through this show of gods using their vessels for their own nefarious purposes. There seems to be a theme that's kind of going through this show so far. I'm kind of noticing, kind of kicking up a notch a wee bit. But I think in terms of Ford, I think he's obviously I think he was saved for this reason. Essentially, I think he was saved. It's an opportunistic moment for this god or whatever it is, this creature, this entity, to use him to get some things. Possibly, if it's just this, great. If it's more things, if it's a lot of different things that he's kind of being asked to get along the way, and I imagine it's some way, shape, or form is to maybe free this god from its prison or cage or something like that, potentially. So yeah, that's my theory so far, but again, I'm not sold on that yet.
Hopefully, if Ukutora does come out of its cage, it will be feeling just fine. But we'll have to see later. No. Lastly, the last sort of thing I'd like to a quick note: the big automatons in Nidus's vault that attacked, they feel very clear obscure in their design.
I was going to say that. Yes, they did. Yes. I wanted to do a free aim shot at their chest. I wanted to do a wee to knock out the
the little glowy bit in the center. Yeah. I was totally getting that. I thought the designs of them were fantastic. It was so fun. The fight was fantastic. I love how tactile Mollymock is being and how he's been presented. And it's like showing D&D combat in a completely different dynamic way. I think it's fantastic. The last sort of thing I would like to talk about just quickly before we wrap up for this episode, because we've had to do a helter-skelter of a show today. The implications of this beacon and the final sort of like shot we're left with, the ball of many things, the orb of many things. It showed us absorbing the souls of these Kryn warriors. Is it adding any credence to your theories going forward towards Trent Ikithon? Is it adding anything to like where the party could be going? Or are we still on the same sort of track here, boys?
I kind of alluded to this earlier. I'm saying, Big Ick, he stood on his own. He was hoisted by his own trap petard, and he was carried out and put on the bed of spikes and was punched, which I actually thought that would be quite good for my back. Yeah, that would certainly work out a few kinks in your back.
It certainly would.
But I got the sense Big X losing it a bit, either mentally or he's not as in control as he thinks. Like maybe he did the thing. He killed a bunch of the the blue, purple
The elves.
Elves,
The Kryn.
and then stole their souls. And he did have this look of superiority and power and a bit of madness on him, but so did the king. But the king's look, he was
I
like,
think you're right about the king.
I know something
I don't think you're right
you
about the king, Paul.
don't.
I really don't.
I think there was there was a big lingering shot on Big McTavish.
Yes,
and
there
he
was.
like,
Yeah.
I know something you don't. Yeah, and they've already trapped him once, you know. So I think the king knows something that Big Ick doesn't about the orb of many things.
Lovely. Good thoughts. Craig, we leave the episode with a shot of the Mighty Nein heading into their next town, where vultures fly overhead, signaling the arrival of a certain character. As someone who's there's been a few things you've guessed over these few episodes of us doing this podcast that have been very on the ball. Others have been wildly and out in the left field. I will not tell you which.
Okay.
What do you think happens in next episode?
I think there's going to be a fight, 100%, between Yasha and the rest of the party, 100%. I think there's going to be a big old fight. I think that she's going to severely wound somebody in the party. I think they're going to have to then deal with that. And I think it will be a slow kind of journey towards them all becoming pals, and maybe reluctant pals at first. And then Yasha will then eventually join the group. I don't know if that's going to be in next episode or maybe towards the end of the season. I'm not really sure. But I do think my prediction, if I'm going to give a prediction, is that there's going to be a fight and someone is going to get badly hurt.
There's going to be a fight and someone's going to get badly hurt. Let's pop that thought in the thought fridge. An audience will see if anyone needs to snack upon it later. I know I'm hungry for more of the Mighty Nein, but we'll have to figure out what happens later on, because that's all we have time for, unfortunately, because we are busy men. We've got busy lives, and some of us need to head off, and others need to head off, and others need to go to beddy bye-bye. We'll find out what happens next time on the Mighty Nein in episode 7, Belonging. See if Craig is right with his predictions, see if Paul is right with his. But all we know is we are dead excited for next Wednesday, aren't we, boys?
Why did he say dead excited, Paul? Why did he say dead excited? I don't like it. I don't trust him.
I love it, because that, to me, was completely innocuous. I didn't mean anything by it. Or did I mean something by it? Who knows? This is all smoke and mirrors. But that is all for our thoughts and feelings of episode 6 of the Mighty Nein series. If you do want more, please do comment down below. Let us know what your thoughts and feelings were. Apologies, this was a shorter episode and we had to whirlwind through it, though that is the breaks, I'm afraid. But let us know what your thoughts and feelings, what your predictions are. Keep it non-spoiler, please. And if you really do must have spoilers, please tag your comment as spoilers and keep it all the way down. Keep hitting that enter key to make loads of big space. Thank you everyone for watching. I have been Joseph Boone, your host. He has been Craig Andrew Mooney. He has been Paul Stirrett. You can find us all on our respective social medias, linked down below in the doobly-doo. But don't follow us. We want you to follow the With Mates podcast so we can keep reaching more of our audience, so we can have more of you join the fold into our weird and wonderful world. We want to get to more subscribers, not just 100 like Paul aptly said in our Stranger Things review. We want to do more. We want to see more, and we hope that you will continue on this journey with us for the last couple episodes of Mighty Nein and beyond. But that is all for us this week. Hope you've had a fantastic day, and we will see you all in the next episode. And laters on the Menji.
Ugabagan!
Fuck's sake.
Ichabod. What are you saying?
Fuck's sake, Ukatoa.
Who's that?